Alongside Jamie McLennan. Jamie, when you've got the best player in the game in your lineup, you could fall into just sitting back and watching him play. But when he's out, guys ratchet up their game. Since 2019, in games without McDavid, Draisaitl, 9 goals, 14 assists, 23 points in 15 games. How do you explain things unraveling like that for Draisaitl?
Well, because he's arguably the second best player on the planet. That's really what it is. You've got a 1A and a 1B type of situation. Yes, McDavid is the best player on the planet, hands down. But we've seen the body of work from Leon Draisaitl. And you could almost compare it to when Sidney Crosby would have injuries, Geno Malkin would step up because he would get more of an expanded role. People would look to him to be the leader, be the alpha dog, the guy who drags them into battle. Well, that's exactly what's happened the last couple games with Leon Draisaitl. Now, it doesn't hurt that he's had a terrific record statistically against the Nashville Predators, but even in last night's game against the Calgary Flames, what was it, 20 seconds before he put his stamp on the game. And to me, he was a dominant player. And he can be a dominant player. A lot of times he just defers to McDavid because McDavid soaks up a lot of oxygen, rightfully so, because he is the best player on the planet.
All right, bigger picture now. McDavid skated today as part of an optional skate. They're obviously very anxious to get him back as soon as possible. But what can they learn about themselves while he's out that could bode really well for this Oilers team when he comes back?
Well, I think they've got some structure going. And to be honest, Gino, and I'll include McDavid and Draisaitl in this conversation. When they started 0-3, everybody to a man was out to lunch. They were in summer mode. Their details stunk. To me, they weren't getting saves. They weren't getting smart plays out of their zone. Their power play wasn't getting done. And I always use the term the spine of the team. Well, the spine of the team was the problem. The goaltender, Stuart Skinner, wasn't up to speed. Their 3 best defensemen, Darnell Nurse, Matthias Ekholm, and Evan Bouchard, weren't playing to their capabilities. Up front, McDavid and Draisaitl looked off. They didn't look comfortable. Zach Hyman was getting shots but not converting them. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins looked like he was in second gear. So that's the spine of the team. The guys around him were fine. Victor Arvidsson, for me, was their most consistent best player. But their depth, you can drag them so far, but it has to be your top player. So learning lesson is everybody has to play to their capability, and we've seen that in the last couple games without 97 in the lineup.
Devils finish up their western swing tonight in Edmonton. They started the trip with a 6-0 win over the Canucks, but followed that up with a 3-0 loss to the Calgary Flames.